nodes in private and public subnets using SSH, which is why I am creating my SSH key pair in the Cloud Shell machine. So let me first go to the default SSH directory in my home directory. Let me maximize the Cloud Shell for better viewing. Let me also clear the screen. Let me go ahead and generate an SSH key pair, for which I'll be using the command ssh-keygen. Let's hit enter. It says enter file in which to save the key. Let me use the default file name. Just hit enter here. It's asking to enter a passphrase. Let me hit enter. I'll leave it blank. Let's hit enter again. As you can notice, it has generated an SSH public private key pair for us. Let me do an ls command over here and see we have the id_rsa, which is our private key, as well as id_rsa.pub, which is our public key. Let me clear the screen. Copy the content of public key first, so for which I'll use the cat command. And this is my public key, so I'll select the public key and just copy it and minimize the Cloud Shell here, and let's select paste a public key option and paste our SSH public key in this box. So the public key that I pasted here will get installed on all the worker nodes in the cluster. You can also set labels for your worker node. This is an optional thing. Basically, setting a label can help you targeting of workloads at a specific node pool. Let's go ahead and click on next. On this page, we can review all the details that we have entered for the new cluster, including the name, the cluster type, cluster version, as well as the network details and node pool details. Now remember, if you have not selected any of the enhanced cluster features, and if you want to create the new cluster as a basic cluster rather than the enhanced cluster, we can choose to create it as a basic cluster by checking this box over here. For this demo, I'll be creating a basic cluster. So I've checked the basic cluster over here, and if you notice in the review details section, you get to see that the cluster type has changed to basic. Once we review all the details, we can click on create cluster over here. Let me click on create cluster. And as you can see, the new network resources are now getting created for this cluster, which includes VCN, internet gateways, route tables, security lists. The new cluster appears in the console.